We all know someone who talks endlessly about a massive future, incredible success, wealth, and a completely transformed life. They see it vividly, and they genuinely believe they are meant for it. Yet, days turn into months, and months turn into years, and their reality remains exactly the same. It is easy to label this as standard laziness, but human psychology reveals a much deeper, more complex battle happening inside the mind. When someone has massive ambitions but zero execution, they're not just being lazy, they're caught in a highly sophisticated psychological trap. The first major trap is that the human brain frequently confuses thinking with actual progress. When you close your eyes and deeply imagine achieving a massive goal, your brain cannot fully distinguish between vibrant imagination and true reality. Simply visualizing your success releases a steady stream of dopamine, giving you a premature sense of accomplishment and satisfaction. Because your brain has already tasted the emotional reward of the finish line, the urgent drive to wake up, grind, and do the tedious work completely vanishes. You become intoxicated by the mental image of the outcome, leaving no energy for the process. Beneath the loud surface of high motivation often lies a deeply hidden fear of failure. People who dream big but do nothing do not lack passion, rather they are terrified of what happens if they give their absolute best and still fall short. As long as a dream remains confined safely inside the mind, it stays flawless and perfect. The moment you take a real step toward it, you risk facing mistakes, rejection, and your own limitations. To protect their fragile self-esteem and preserve their identity as a highly capable person, they subconsciously choose to stay in the perpetual planning phase. In their minds, it is safer to be a genius who hasn't tried yet than someone who tried and failed. This protection mechanism ties directly into the trap of waiting for the perfect moment. There is a widespread cultural myth that you must feel fully inspired, motivated, and ready before you begin a major endeavor. Psychology proves the exact opposite is true. Readiness, confidence, and momentum do not precede action, they are generated by it. When you wait around for the perfect alignment of energy, time, and external circumstances, you are waiting for a day that will never arrive. The chronic dreamer uses the absence of the right moment as a convenient excuse to delay the uncomfortable discomfort of starting. As they wait, their minds fall into severe overthinking, which inevitably creates deep mental exhaustion. They don't just think about their goals, they obsessively analyze every single step, mapping out every potential obstacle, every worst-case scenario, and every micro detail of the next 5 years. This endless cycle of overanalysis drains an enormous amount of mental energy. By the time they actually need to take physical action, their mind is already completely burned out from fighting imaginary battles. They feel paralyzed and exhausted without having taken a single step forward. On a deeper level, their underlying identity is not aligned with the massive goals they speak about. The human brain craves internal consistency and fiercely resists any action that contradicts how you truly see yourself. If you loudly announce that you want to build a major business, but your core self-image is secretly rooted in the belief that you are undisciplined, inconsistent, or unworthy of success, your brain will actively self-sabotage your efforts. True progress requires you to change not just your daily habits, but your fundamental identity. Without that internal shift, your old self-image will always pull you back to comfort and inaction. Ultimately, these individuals become heavily addicted to potential rather than effort. Talking about big dreams is highly stimulating, socially rewarding, and incredibly exciting. It instantly shapes a fascinating identity and paints a picture of future brilliance. Real execution, however, is quiet, repetitive, painfully slow, and often deeply boring. It involves staring at a screen, lifting the weights, writing the pages, and dealing with mundane routines day after day. Instead of embracing the difficult, unglamorous reality of hard work, they stay fiercely attached to the romanticized idea of who they could become. They choose the warm comfort of limitless potential because it feels vastly superior to facing the harsh reality of who they are right now. Having magnificent dreams is not unique or rare. The real dividing line between a life of empty wishes and a life of true impact is not raw talent or grand intelligence. It is the rare, disciplined ability to take relentless action, even when your own mind is actively working against you.